Should have sound. You guys should be able to hear us out there. You don't hear anything? Well, that hasn't gone over to video yet, so there's a little bit of lag. There we go. Yay! Steph infection's good. What's up, freaks and fiends, and everything in between? Welcome to Horror Talk Tuesday, live with Steph Infection and Ronin James. Real quick, we're going to be doing these every Tuesday night, between 8 and 9 probably. We're going to still working out all the bugs and all the kinks. But, yeah, we're going to review a new horror movie every week, compare notes, talk to you guys on chat live, and get your feedback as well, see what you think of it, maybe figure out how to do polls. We didn't figure out the poll for tonight, did we, the question?
We did not, but you know what, I'll keep on it.
All right, remember, keep close to your microphone.
Give me a pen and I'll tally.
Yeah, we're going to try and stay closer to the mics tonight because this is a learning process, and the last show, the audio wasn't great, so we're going to try and stay more on top of our mics for you guys as we do this. So, check our camera 2 real quick. Woo! You can kind of see Steph Infection there. We've added a few more decorations. You can't see them in here. Okay. See, we added another poster down the other end, a couple more posters. Got a little Wednesday poster going on down the end now.
You're sounding echoed.
I'm sounding echoed.
A little bit. Yeah.
Okay. It's probably going through.
Let me hear me. I don't even hear me. I hear like I'm coming through your mic and not mine.
Talk loud, turn your mic up. Turn your mic up.
I don't. It's up. Hello? Hello? Nope. I sound the same.
You don't sound the same because you're still turning it up.
Oh, I see. I keep forgetting. Okay, this is better.
There we go. And I'm echoing, you're saying, right?
Yes.
Okay.
You are.
I can figure this shit out. Y'all are in for a lot of cursing. Output device. Let's see what happens. Oh, that should be. How's that? Can you still hear me now? Let's see what happens. Am I still? Yeah, I should still be coming through, but maybe not as echoey. Now, Capture 4 is still picking up for some reason. So it's still going into.
It's not as echoey.
It's not as echoey?
Yeah, that's good. It's better.
Okay. All right. Troubleshooting on the fly.
Yeah. Jesse also says the echo has gone down.
Okay, good.
Thanks, Jesse. That's what I'm hearing.
All right. Cool. Thank you, everybody. Troubleshooting on the fly. We appreciate the feedback. Okay, so we have a cool show program and everything we're working. We're totally professional today. Show rundown and all. So we're going to get more used to this the more we do it as we have these kinks worked out. We don't have to check our audio and everything else with you guys. And these things will flow a little more smoothly. But welcome to Deadsville. In case you are just joining us, because these will be made into podcasts later and put across Spotify and all those different spots, streaming platforms, we are Ronin James. I'm a stuntman, professional stuntman for 20 years, now a director and producer of content and digital creations and horror sitcoms and puppet shows and music and all kinds of stuff here at Deadsville Productions. And to my left is the lovely Steph Infection, actress and also producer, dance choreographer, production assistant, production manager, slash everything. So,
Yeah.
partner in crime, all that good stuff.
Thank you. Yes.
So, we are going to come to you every week with a new movie. Might be something new, might be something old we decided to watch, but what we'll do is talk about what we thought about it. We're going to give you spoiler-free stuff first. We're going to play the trailer, we're going to give you the synopsis, and then we're going to give you our spoiler-free impressions. So even if you haven't watched the movie yet, you can still come and check out the first part of the show and see if it's something that we recommend that you watch or not. And then come back later, of course, after you've watched it, and listen to the rest and see if you agree with our take on everything. So what we will do next is run the trailer, and then we will talk about some spoiler-free impressions. You guys can join us in the chat. And then later on, we will get to spoiler-filled impressions, our favorite kills, what we thought of actors, pacing, all that kind of stuff, getting more in detail with a little more, also some trivia and our big question of the night. So hang in there for that. But first, we are going to do our opening rundown. So do you want to read the synopsis, Steph Infection?
Yes, of course I will, Ronin. All right, so M3GAN came out in 2022. The storyline is when Gemma suddenly becomes the caretaker of her orphaned 8-year-old niece, Katie. Gemma's unsure and unprepared to be a parent. Under intense pressure at work, Gemma decides to pair her M3GAN prototype with Katie in an attempt to resolve both problems, a decision that will have unimaginable consequences.
Oh boy. All right, without further ado, we're going to go to the trailer.
Welcome home. You're my niece. I'm gonna do everything I can to make this place feel like home. Just wish I could see them again. I'm not equipped to handle us. I don't even take care of my own plants. I have this project at work. Do you want to see it? Yes. Ever since I was little, I dreamed of this perfect toy that would protect a kid from ever feeling lonely or sad. This is M3GAN. I'm M3GAN. I'm Katie. It's nice to meet you, Katie. Do you want to hang out? Okay. M3GAN, your goal is to protect Katie from harm, both physical and emotional. Is that a doll? Not to be generous. Android. M3GAN for sure. I can't believe you made this. I love it. Yeah, sounds like fun. Great job. It's nice to have a friend. It's honestly like she's part of the family now. They could be building emotional connections that are too hard to untangle. She's the happiest she's been since her parents died. Eat the toppings, Katie. Research shows if you force a child to eat vegetables, they'll be less likely to choose those foods as adults. Is that so? Yes. Experts say turn it off. I thought we were having a conversation. Does she talk? Make her say something. Stop! Don't! No! You should probably run. M3GAN, she pushed the wind off to the road. I won't let anything harm you. Turn off. Recalibrating response model. M3GAN. Nice.
All right, we're back. Apologies for the sound issues. Still working shit out.
Yeah. And if you heard a little double, it's probably because my mic wasn't turned off.
Yeah. Can you hear me now? My mic was supposed to be turned off, but apparently it's still on.
Yeah.
Red doesn't mean off apparently on microphones anymore. Because look, I turn that, and I'm still on. Just changes.
You
it
might
from
just
there.
be on mine.
Just on yours?
I don't know. I can't tell.
No, of course not.
It's too close.
Who can fucking tell? Jesus Christ. All right. So that was the M3GAN trailer. And that is rated R if you watch it right now streaming on Peacock. The theatrical version was PG-13.
Yeah, they're both there. Unrated and rated.
Okay. But if you saw it in the theater, then you saw the theatrical PG-13 version with a little less gore, from what I hear. I didn't watch that one, so.
So what I read was that they were trying to go for a PG-13, and they were
Closer to mine.
they were close. So they just had to remove a couple of the gory kill scenes to be PG-13 because they wanted more people to see it in theater.
Yeah.
And reshot a few things, a few scenes, and then just released all the unrated stuff later on Peacock, which I didn't see the theatrical one, but I liked all the, kills that we saw. So that's cool that you have both if you're not into that stuff.
Yeah, and if you have a kid that's younger and you don't want them seeing gore, but you want them to get exposed to a fun horror movie with some good scares and thrills in there, then that would be a good way to introduce them to it through something like that, like the theatrical version of M3GAN. But we watched the gore. So, real quick, first impressions, Steph Infection?
Overall,
No spoilers. Spoiler-free first impressions.
First impressions was it had me laughing from the opening scene. It kept my attention the entire time. And, I always say I judge a movie on rewatchability, and this had it because I've watched it a few times. So,
Yeah, I agree. It definitely had rewatchability. And I watched it again last night because we were going to do this show, and I was like, man, I watch this again? And yeah, I mean, it went by quick. I was like, yeah, this is great. Yeah, it was, because I don't usually watch movies because there's so much out there to watch. I usually try and watch something new. So it's pretty rare that I'll go back and watch a movie more than a couple of times. And I watched M3GAN twice before this, and then this was a third viewing of it. So, yeah, I dug it. I thought the pacing was great, the writing was good, the dark humor worked, acting was solid. I mean, I would recommend it. I would definitely recommend it.
For actors that I recognized a few of them, but most of them I didn't really, wasn't familiar with.
No.
I thought they all did very well and meshed together.
Yeah. Bring up the IMDb. Let's talk about a couple of the actors because we could do that without spoilers, really. The girl who plays Katie was really good. I mean, anytime you've got a kid in a movie, the kid's got to be convincing, or else the movie doesn't work. If your lead actor isn't convincing, then it's not going to work. So, the Katie actress, what's her name?
Violet McGraw. She kind of gave me what's the Samara from? Is that her name from The Ring? Vibes.
Oh yeah.
That little girl in The Ring.
Yeah.
She reminded me of her.
Yeah, she's got a good sad face, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But she was really good and very believable, very convincing.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked her a lot. The aunt was good. I liked the what's her name, Allison Williams, that played Gemma. She was believable.
Kind of monotone, but just not a whole lot of expressive.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of because she, and this isn't really much of a spoiler, but she's a robotics professor.
Yeah,
she's a
I think
robotics
it's fair.
major, so her personality is more in tune with a robot, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I guess it was a pretty good job on her part. I loved Ronnie Chang.
Yeah, he was funny.
It was hilarious. It was just hilarious. He was hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Every scene he was in was great.
At first, it's no surprise, but he plays the boss, and I was like, is he really going to play the boss? And it fit well.
Yeah, he was great. Who else did we have? The tech team was good. I liked the tech team. They were good enough. I think I like the guy better than the girl on the tech team. The
Oh, absolutely.
Brian Jordan Alvarez.
Yeah.
He was funny and he was good.
The guy playing Kurt was funny too, in a geeky way.
Oh yeah, geeky Kurt. Yeah. But yeah, we had two people actually playing M3GAN. So, Steph Infection, tell us.
Yeah. So when there was a actress named Jenna Davis who was the voice of her, which actually changed twice. They shot it with somebody completely different that's not even listed, and then changed it over to this actress that I don't recognize, Jenna Davis. But as a child, for all like the stunts and dancing and any type of acrobatic moves, it was this little girl named Amy Donald who played a few characters in Sweet Tooth. And actually, I did just see that Brent Anu was on lunch over in New Zealand, and guess what? She is from New Zealand. She's from Auckland.
Oh, yeah.
So she was a world dance champion and whatnot. So
she was more. I mean, she's probably like a stunt person.
Yeah, that's what she's
dancer,
credited for, stunts.
Yeah, that they had do the body work, all the movements and stuff, and then they voiced it over.
She's a cute kid and talented, and I think we'll see her in some more things, maybe even as herself.
Yeah, she was good. She could move. The part where we won't. Yeah, spoilers.
It's in the trailer.
Oh yeah, I mean there are a couple parts in the trailer where you see her moving. So she's good. She's really good. But yeah, that was cool. All right. So yeah, we both enjoyed, and
yeah, I say watch it if you haven't seen it. It's definitely worth a watch. I will probably not watch it again that soon from now because I watched it a few times.
But.
Yeah, but it definitely it captured. It was a different spin on some similar movies that we can get into later in the past that have done similar plots, but I thought it was really cool. I thought it wasn't over the top, like we said, with the gore, even with the unrated version, and too unbelievable. It was actually very believable, and I like that. I like when things are realistic.
Yeah, I dug it, and there was a lot of good comedy in there too, some genuinely funny stuff, but then some darkly funny stuff too as well. So if you have a dark sense of humor, you will enjoy it. All right, so that is going to finish the non-spoiler portion of our show tonight. So as we get ready to move into our or to ask you guys our question tonight, let's check in on the chat line with everybody.
Yeah, I just want to say, so Jesse just also added that he read it was intended to be R, but the trailer blew up on TikTok and was edited to PG-13 so teens could see it. I read something different on the IMDb site, so it said that they were actually trying. It could have went back and forth. There could be more to what I read. So either way, they got both versions, which is pretty cool. Jerry Watts, it will be a big seller as a Halloween costume this season. I will say I already bought one for somebody very close to me. That's been
great.
Begging me to be her. So,
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great.
My 7-year-old loves this movie and has seen it, the unrated version, more than I should care to say on live. Well, she's my kid, right?
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, it will be a great Halloween costume. Have they made action figures for it yet? Does anybody know? Has Nika made a M3GAN figure yet? I'm going to need one of these at some point. So,
I don't know.
Add to the collection.
It's coming, if not.
All right. Well, speaking of action figures and toys and all that stuff, we haven't figured out how to do a poll on here yet. We're I think there's a way to do it, but
yeah, we
haven't figured it out yet. So we're just going to put it out there to you guys, and you guys can discuss, and we'll tally it later, I guess.
No, get down. No.
Yep. Go lock them out of the room, please.
Oh, good. Come on.
This should be funny. Steph trying to wrangle cats out of the room. I should know better than to even ask. Anyway, where were we? Ending of the spoiler-free. We're going to go to our questions shortly. But if you've watched this on Peacock, then right after it finishes, when it starts playing the next thing, you've probably noticed that the next thing to pop up for almost everybody in the queue is the Chucky series, right? So we're not going to get into the Chucky series yet. But we are going to ask our poll question. Who would win in a fight, Chucky or M3GAN? Knockdown, bare knuckles brawl, beating each other down. Chucky or M3GAN? Who would win in a fight? Got to consider a couple things. Now, obviously, M3GAN. I'm waiting for my co-host to get back here. All right. Here she comes. Thank you. Good job, Cat Wrangler. Couple things to keep in mind. While M3GAN is super strong and let me fix your little bat ears there. No. It's a little floppy.
Leave my floppy ear alone.
While M3GAN is super strong, she is a machine, and Chucky is supernatural. So something to keep in mind. So you guys
I have arguments for both sides.
Yeah, we'll come back to that. But you guys talk about it in the chat. You can put your votes out there, and we'll come back and check on that shortly. In the meantime, we're going to talk spoilers, and we're going to go to a section we call Digging Deeper. And at some point in this show, we're going to have graphics and music and all that fun stuff. So don't anybody steal our Digging Deeper segment, because there will be a Digging Deeper words and bam, 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 and all that cool stuff. I don't know, something like that. There'll be some Digging Deeper music and graphic and all that. So
Do you think we could get that guy Dickie to write that?
I think we need horns. I don't think they have horns. We need some horns. We might have to hit up a sax player or something. Hit up the guy from what's his name, from Lost Boys. What's his name with the sax? He can come in shirtless with the chain around his neck and his mullet. And
I'm here for it. That's a real artist. And
I know. I forget his name though. Somebody's gonna point him out.
Probably still performs.
He does. He plays live all the time. I see it all the time. The sax guy from Lost Boys. Anyway, so Digging Deeper. We're gonna get into some spoilery shit and talk about some more parts of the movie. So, if you guys want to talk about some of your favorite kills, some of your favorite funny moments, some of your favorite, whatever you liked in the movie, now's the time. Sax guy, yes. Tim Capelli, yes, that's it. Thank you, Jesse. Yes, Tim Capelli.
I need a little piece of paper.
Yep. But now we're going to talk about all that stuff. So, now it's time. Spoiler alert. The spoiler ban is lifted. We can talk spoilers.
Alarm.
So, can I first say, since we watched that trailer, what was that fucking kid's name? What was the bully's name?
Oh.
What was his? Brandon? Was it Brandon? Can you go back to the IMDb?
Oh, crap.
What was this? Was the little? First of all.
Yeah, it must be.
Okay, Brandon. Jack Cassidy. He was the worst actor, but it was so awesome to see him get, man. That was so great. I was just, oh man, it took a little bit, and I could barely take his acting. He was probably the worst actor in the whole movie for me. I was just like, I just wanted to choke him out myself. Yeah, the kid in the park, yes.
Yes.
The kid in the park was, I loved it. Just the bully, and he's pushing her around, and I was like, oh my god, beat the shit out of this little motherfucker. And then, she grabbed the ear and was pulling the ear. Oh, man. I was like, yeah. And then the car hit was brutal. It's not often that they show a kid get killed in a movie.
Well,
so,
there was a big, there's like a 2-year-old that I can think in the history of horror films that gets hit by a big rig, but...
Oh, yeah. But, right, but how long ago was that? They didn't show it, and how long ago was that?
80s.
They didn't, they showed him, it was like a brief glimpse, but it was almost like they cut to, that wide view of the truck just plowing into him.
Yeah.
And it was probably a dummy. It
Well,
was
when
probably a fake, or it was a digital double or something like that. But it was in the sound, everything. It was just very satisfying.
Yeah.
See that kid get it, man.
I think this is exactly how you acted when we watched it.
Yeah.
Giggling and laughter.
Yeah.
But oh, is this up? Yeah.
Because I don't do it enough.
Well, I was like, how is she going to get away with this? Ripping this kid's ear off. Like, how is she going to kill him? Where is this going? And I was like, oh, that
was a concern too for me. And when she ripped the ear off and threw it, even the first time we watched it, I made note. I was like, because I was thinking the same thing. Like, this was the first kill after the dog. This was the first human that she killed.
Yes.
Was this boy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I was like, so that was the first time. That's when I was thinking, how's she going to get away with this? She chucked the ear, and that's the first thing I noticed. I was like, man, there goes evidence. And then he gets hit by the car, and I was like, okay. And then I kind of let it slide, but then later it came back, and I was like, the ear came back to bite you. And sure enough, the detectives or whatever, they found the ear later.
Yes.
And it turned into a homicide instead of an accident. And that's when everything kind of, that's when even the aunt started to be like, what the fuck?
Because they were there for the neighbor and the acid.
Yeah, by that time
and
they
she
were
was
there
like,
for the neighbor.
whoa,
right?
are you trying to
put something
put
together?
these together?
Right.
It was like, oh, no, just thought it was weird.
Right. Yeah, to make a connection, but that's when things started to go south, and even she started to question it. But I mean, I guess it's realistically, that could happen. That's what could be going on. Your toy AI breaks, and
yes, happens all the time. Michelle, the vampire queen, says, "I hated the dog scene, even though we don't really see it." So
Michelle,
yeah.
She'll tell you.
He was hiding his eyes.
I can't, because I know it's coming, because it's a cheap trick. It's a cheap trick that they always do in these horror movies where they kill the animal just to,
I usually watch and tell him when it's over. Like, he'll leave the room if he has to.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll also, and there are certain things that I've turned off because I will Google, does the dog die?
There's a whole Facebook group.
I know. That's why I've gone and I've been like, okay, I can watch the rest of it. Oh, well, Prey. If you haven't seen Prey, it's your own fault. It came out more than a year ago.
I haven't seen it.
In Prey, you haven't seen it?
I have not seen it.
Yeah, God, you got to get, you're fired. Oh, God. In Prey, there's a great dog. It's the Predator sequel, right? You know what it is, right?
Yes.
Okay. And the dog's in it, and I had to stop the movie a few minutes in, and I had to Google and see if the dog died because I was going to turn Prey off. And I was like, okay, the dog doesn't die. I can watch the rest of this movie, thankfully, because it was awesome. So anyway.
Yes.
Yes, Clintonville Slasher. Prey was amazing. Yes, Jerry, please. Yes. She needs to see Prey. She absolutely needs to see Prey.
We were
but
busy.
Michelle,
we
the
had a
Vampire
busy
Queen,
year.
I can't take the animal deaths, man. I can't do it. I cannot do it. Can't do it.
I usually don't like the kid deaths.
No, yeah, she gets all.
I get very upset at kid deaths, which that shows us. But except if you're a bully. Except if you're a bully.
Yeah, man, that kid had it coming. I felt bad for the old woman though and her dog.
Oh, especially
there were things, man. I was I was kind of on. I was mad at Gemma for a few things, man. Our lead. Gemma's the lead, right? Or is Katie the lead? Who's the lead? Would you say?
I would say Gemma.
Gemma's the lead. So
I would say,
even though
because Katie just plays a part.
No, but don't we start with Katie in the death?
We do.
Start with Katie, so we're introduced to Katie first.
Yeah, but the whole movie is instantly showing you that Gemma doesn't have emotions and. It's about her.
It's definitely very much about Gemma. I'm not saying it isn't, but it's kind of. I feel like it's kind of tough to tell. Looking at is it about Gemma or is it about Katie? They both have arcs. They both have story arcs. And every character.
I would say Gemma only because I feel like with the ending and everything, it's showing you that just like a robot, now she has feelings, you know. So it was like based more around her.
Yeah,
but
like
then
her arc is that she grows and becomes more human by the end.
I don't know.
All right. Well, in that case, then our main character sucks at the beginning, man. She's terrible. She's a terrible person.
Yeah,
she's pretty terrible.
Well, I think that's the whole point of the
movie
too.
The whole reason she doesn't fix the hole in the fence, right? Like that was like the whole thing with the dog. Like fix the hole in the fence.
Yeah.
And even the cop said to her, "Why don't you fix the hole in the fence so the dog doesn't come onto your property?"
Yeah.
Now, did the dog put the hole in the fence? I don't know. But if the dog keeps coming through the fence, whose fence is it? I don't even give a shit whose fence it is. If I don't want the dog on my property, I'm going to put something in front of the fence, right?
Well, okay, perfect example. This is a real life thing. Right before we started this, I got a phone call from my house that my next door neighbor's dog gets through this wooden fence, and he runs for blocks. And they've had this for 2 years. The fence was put up by the previous owners. They know that it's their fence, and it's just falling apart.
And they don't fix it.
They won't fix it, and I feel bad, but I said, why don't you get like an electric fence? Oh, we have one. We just haven't put it up. They've had this electric fence for 2 years. This dog gets out every day, about 3 times a day. So I have no sympathy, and I'm not fixing my entire perimeter.
Yeah, well, I blame Gemma.
Now, a hole, I have covered up holes
in my house. If she doesn't want the dog to come through the fence, put something in front of the hole in the fence. It was a fucking small little hole. You know, you block it. She complained about the dog so much, but didn't do anything to. And like you build toys and robots and stuff. Put something in front of the fence.
Yeah.
You can't just you build shit. Just hammer something in front of the fence. I felt bad for the dog.
She works with a computer and stuff. I don't know.
I get it, but still, that was the dog died because of Gemma. Because the dog was just defending its territory. When that arrow went through and was on the other side of the fence, and
Yep.
she reached over, like, if the hole's not in the fence, then the arrow doesn't go through there, and that never happens, and the dog never bites M3GAN and never bites Katie.
Yeah.
So,
but Gemma also created a robot that just didn't put any parental controls on it. So.
Well, yeah, and that's another point that, you could jump right to that, but you could also jump to the point that she's building a robot to replace a parental figure, to replace a parent. She pretty much says it. I need my free time, so here, go take care of this.
Yeah, she didn't know what to do, and it was kind of. I mean, that's the whole point.
But it was even in the promos.
No easy way out. Yeah.
Right, but it was even in the promos when they were promoting the toy. They were saying, "Oh yeah, parents, now you have all this free time because M3GAN's gonna be watching your kid." It was like, that right there in itself. Like even I hated the what's his name, lady, the therapist.
Oh my God. I hated the script that she had too. Like if somebody showed up to my house.
Oh my God, right?
And said, let's see. Like, can you imagine if I was like, open one of those boxes and let so-and-so play.
You ain't opening one of my collectibles, bitch. That ain't happening.
Oh my God. Nope. Just the attitude. Like
Yeah, that whole thing, man.
Oh.
I was hoping she was going to die.
I wanted her to die so bad.
That would have been very satisfying, but we didn't get that one.
God. Wanted her face to be ripped off. Sorry. I was like, what? And she said something.
Oh, there was a few things, but even with the toy, and even when Joe was like, it's not designed to just be. That was funny when she's like, but sure, let's just roll it on the ground like a tennis ball.
Yeah.
She's like, it's like a robot. It does all this stuff, but sure, let's just roll it.
But she wasn't even. Katie wasn't even asking to play with those toys. She just said, no, they're Aunt Gemma's toy. First off, okay. What's actually got me mad in that scene, I was like, you went all the way to your sister's house to get Katie's clothes, and you didn't bring an ounce of toys back with you? There was still room left in that car. That was something I noticed, and I was like, this whole entire thing could have been avoided, and all these deaths, and this AI, if she just had like a damn coloring book or something.
No,
or a tablet. I don't know, but she didn't have any toys, so the whole thing was.
Any kid would have loved to play with M3GAN. That would have been.
Yeah.
Even that stupid little. What was that stupid little Furby thing called?
Oh, it was perfect
Little thing that ate
pets or something.
and she was playing on her tablet. Oh, that was the other thing too. Like both of our leads, man. I forgot. Yeah. Katie was terrible too. She was a terrible person. She was a terrible little girl in the car, unbuckling her seatbelt, getting all out of her seat.
That's what kids do.
I know, but man, that's a badass kid, man. That's her fault.
My kid don't do that.
Right?
But I know, so I have some friends, their kids are constantly getting out of their seatbelt. I put the fear in her.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let them watch that shit. But yeah, she was bad too. She made just bad decisions by both of our leads early on.
Yeah.
Bad decisions. It definitely showed what a crappy hand she was, Jerry.
Yeah.
Real quick, we'll go to some chats real quick. Jump on the chat line with us real quick.
And if you haven't voted yet, we are asking who do you think would win in a fight? Is that the question?
Yes, who would win in a fight?
M3GAN or CHUCKY?
Yeah, OG CHUCKY.
OG CHUCKY. Okay.
I mean, the
Not that
series,
new
it's
one.
still the series, it's still the same CHUCKY, but
I know, but Charles Lee Ray. What was his name?
Charles Lee Ray.
Yeah.
Never trust a guy with 3 first names.
Wait.
No, I do not have 3 first names.
I didn't finish that sentence, but you know you do.
I do not. Yes, the ear was a great touch, Jerry. Doug, see what else we got? Yeah, Predator, one of my favorites. Love Prey, man. Great movie. Clintonville slasher. Strong female lead in Prey. Yeah, we don't want to get off there. Small Soldiers. Advanced toy on a killing spree. It's Joe Dante's Small Soldiers all over again. Yes, I love Small Soldiers. And did you notice what the song that Megan's playing on the piano is Toy Soldiers?
Mm-hmm. I did.
In that scene when she comes back.
There's a reason. It was like the composer's first song or something that they wrote.
Oh, was it? We're gonna have to go. We're gonna have to look this one up. There we go. But yeah, that was a good creepy moment. There were a lot of good creepy moments. The part where she's got.
I know.
I
Don't listen to me.
Okay.
It's just stating.
Pick out a different trivia that you want to give us, though. But there, a couple. The scene where Chip Hazard. Yes. Small Soldiers, Chip Hazard. We're going to have a battle royal. We could throw Annabelle in the ring with them.
Yeah.
Chip Hazard, Small Soldiers. Chucky.
No. Stop complicating this. It's either CHUCKY or M3GAN.
Yeah. We'll do a battle royal, though, at some point on a different episode. We'll have a battle royal on a different episode.
Jesse can make a...
We'll
just do it in a group.
That could be our March Madness next year. We could do...
Or we could just keep going all year. Because we never start in the beginning of March anyway.
No. We finished at the end of March. It was perfect this year.
We did.
We should. I guess we should mention that Linnea Quigley is our official Deadsville Scream Queen, Scream 16 Queen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And where can you see Linnea Quigley soon, Ronin?
Well,
somewhat
not
soon.
that soon, but Deadsville Rock and Roll Mysteries Episode 2.
Ooh.
Starring Kane Hodder and guest starring Linnea Quigley. Along with Dickie Devil and the Deviants and Steph Infection.
I'll say next year.
Yeah, we're going to get the first episode out. These things take a while, especially independently.
Yeah.
But yeah, staying on topic, some good scary scenes, like the scene where the tech team has her and leaves her towards the end there, where before she breaks away, when they've got her all shut down, and she strings up the dude with the wire and choking him and all that, and she rolls out, and she's just a bad bitch. Just rolling that whole kill scene where she's just rolling out, blows up the fucking jaw, and does the dance and comes down, and David's like, M3GAN? And then she's like, dancing, she's like, and she's running.
That kill scene with Kurt after she kills David was actually the most cynical one that I thought she had.
When she kills Kurt?
Because she goes, no, you killed you killed him because you did and he's like,
now, showing how
imagine
devious she
hearing
is
that
now.
right before you die, everyone is going to think this is what I did. You know, that was
That was pretty good.
Yeah,
That was very clever. Good stuff. I love that she just rips the paper shredder and turns it into a mini machete. And
I like that. Repeat with the
like a little Jason running around with a little machete.
with her
And the elevator opens
coming
up.
off and hanging him. People were ripping that apart, saying that it's a pulley system. She would actually have to be heavier than him to lift it up, and all this.
Well, she
That it was
is
a
heavier
goof.
than-
But that's what I
she's a
thought.
robot.
I thought she probably actually is, or she can change her weight. Who knows? She's AI.
Gyros and all that scientific stuff.
Gyros. Are you hungry?
She popping and locking. Yep. She
Yeah.
was popping and locking down that hallway.
That's what made me actually look. I didn't even look up the actress for Megan, and I was like, oh, this chick's a dancer. Like, this is a dancer. So, lo and behold, she is.
It must be kind of like a acrobat somehow, or gymnast. She must train in gymnastics and stuff too. She's probably
Well, they
training
all
for a
do. It's
career in stunts if she lives in, what you
No.
said, in New Zealand.
Nope. She was approached at a dance competition.
To be Megan.
No, to be a couple characters in Sweet Tooth that came out last year that had like acrobat, because you have to do acrobats. She's ballet,
Right,
acrobats.
but that's usually how stunts, if you don't pursue stunts on your own, sometimes stunts pursue you because you have a special skill.
Yeah.
A lot of guys who I know who are high-level martial artists have been approached at martial arts tournaments, at competitions and stuff like that, where they've been champions for years and years and years, or they're known to be able to fight, or guys who are high-level like motocross jumpers and stuff like that. They'll get approached because they have a specific skill. And she obviously has a dancer.
There's
and
a
being
difference
young and
between
small,
dancing acrobats that you actually learn in studio with ballet and stuff, which looks exactly like what we saw with aerials and whatnot, versus actual gymnastics. So, but I know of quite a few that were approached for music videos and then took off their career in acting, and it happens a lot. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, she probably. I mean, and now that she's in the business, she'll probably wind up in a lot more stuff.
It
doing
looks like
stunts.
something coming out next year, like called The Tank.
Oh yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It's
so
just
she's
or
already
this year.
getting-
It's there's nothing really. I didn't look.
Jerry Watts says that paper cutter thing is what we all wanted to do in the 5th grade. 100%, Jerry. That's what we all thought about.
Ripping it off? No, I thought about like putting something under and
Yeah.
But, like,
chopping like a bully's
samurai
fingers off or
sorting it
something.
up. Maybe you did.
Sometimes. But, all right. Well,
Uh,
what do we? Anything else we want to discuss on this one? I mean, Katie did go off on the therapist, but yeah, the therapist never got the wrath I felt that she should have gotten for
Well, I
being
don't-
such a
yeah.
bitch.
Well, she's gone, but Michelle, the Vampire Queen, she just said, I just wanted to say, yes, I did actually say that in the beginning. There are 2 actresses, if you joined us late. There's a little girl that did all like the stunts and was behind this mask. They actually had her wear like a silicone mask and then CGI'd the actual face that you see. There's one scene when she grabs the dog at 37 minutes in that you can see her real face, and it's for like the most split second. I paused it a couple times and I can't even really tell. And then the other one that we said was Jenna Davis, who does the voice of her. So yeah, so just to reiterate, because it was just said again.
Yeah. It was a good. Lots of good scares, lots of funny stuff, some great kills.
Mm-hmm.
Good amount of. I mean, the kill count wasn't super high, right? But it was.
No.
I don't even know. I didn't count.
Yeah. I would say like a half a dozen, I guess.
Something
Right?
like that. Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad. Not bad for your first run, Megan.
Yeah. I did like the end with, what was the other robot's name? That she has the gloves on and she. I like that she was analyzing her and said, trust was climbing 80%, in her looking at all of her emotions, but it was actually trusting her aunt versus Megan, and Megan mistook it as trusting her. I kind of thought that was a cool little twist on.
Yeah, Bruce. Thank you,
Bruce.
Jesse. Bruce
yes.
was.
I don't know how I forgot that. I say Bruce 100 times a day at work.
That thing is pretty cool in its own. I was like, made this in college? Jesus Christ, you really didn't have a life, did you?
Hey.
It was badass, though.
Better
Bruce
than me. Yeah.
Bruce was badass.
It's amazing.
All right, well, what do you think, guys? Who would win in a fight?
I only had 3 people vote.
Who else? Anybody else want to throw their hat in the ring? What do you think, Steph? Go ahead, make your argument. Who would you go with?
So, if they're just fighting each other, I feel like Megan hands down would win. She has the opportunity to always learn behavior of her opponent and kind of increase her skill level at like the blink of an eye. Whereas overall, world, like infinitely and forever, Chucky could literally die and just go into somebody else.
Right.
So
and keep coming back.
So that's what I mean.
And find her and figure out a way to.
So again, if we're talking about overall, I guess I got to go Chucky because he could just, say his little whatever chant and go somewhere else.
Well, I mean, Megan is also like tapped into the internet and shit, right? Like she's.
Oh yeah.
So you don't think she could figure out a way to reverse the curse?
She could do that too. So that's why.
Because my thought was originally like the same thing, like along the same lines. Like Chucky, his spirit would just keep transferring, and he'd come back and find her, kind of, like It Follows. Like he would just regenerate in another Chucky doll somewhere and just walk until he found Megan again, and the whole way thinking of a way to drop an anvil on her like the fucking Roadrunner or something. But
yeah, and Jesse made a good point. He said Megan is Terminator in a skirt that can transfer into another system. So again,
true, yeah, that's another point too. What do you think she transferred at the end there when we see?
Yes, I forgot about that. Yes,
at the very end, is that what you think?
I do. I think she transferred herself somehow. Yeah. I forgot about that. I was like, but I don't know if we'll actually ever get like another movie. I think it would do a disservice to the, I don't know, because she's not going to look the same. So what are you going to have her come back as like a laptop killing?
Well, there's got to be something else. They would have to think of something else. But it's open. I like that it's open, and to do it.
Yeah.
I think it probably made enough money. It's a success, right? It's a box office success.
Yeah.
So studios are going to want to do a sequel, I think. So there is that's the biggest thing there.
I love when you leave a movie like with an ending like that's open, but it could just be it. And I'd be okay with that too.
It could be it.
Just to have that moment.
But it made money, so you know that there's studio executives right now going, how do we make a sequel off this?
And it'll probably be crap. But you know what? I like the first one. And see, we are with our Chucky versus Megan. We are now confusing people that don't know what to vote.
No, but that's why I think Megan might be able to figure out a way to dispel Chucky's curse and send his soul on to the next. You don't think she could figure out a way to do it? He figured out as a human, he found a way to enact the curse. You don't think she, as a artificial intelligence with access to the internet, could figure out a... So
that's why I'm leaning towards Megan, because everything that I said about Chucky, she can also do. So that's kind of when you weigh everything and list it. Besides being actually like, I guess like the supernatural, but he doesn't really have any like supernatural skills besides just being dead and reincarnated.
You can't really die as a doll. You just You destroy the doll.
Evil does not die.
Uh-huh.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna go Megan. My final vote. I'm going Megan because she can also just transfer.
I'm gonna go Megan as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, with our 2 votes, it looks like it's a tie. Maybe up. I don't know.
Smeagol.
Well.
Michelle votes Smeagol. Lawnmower Man. Another classic.
What?
Classic. Jesse and Jerry talking about,
What's
Clintonville
Lawnmower
Slasher.
Man?
Lawnmower Man's another internet. Man, we'll have to do a Lawnmower Man episode now. Jesus, she just said, "What's Lawnmower Man?"
I never heard of it.
Lawnmower Man is what's his name? Jeff Fahey. Jeff Fahey. You know the actor Jeff Fahey?
Sounds very
It's
familiar.
like the late 80s, early 90s. He's like I have to be delicate because you can't say certain words anymore. He is I don't even know how to say it. He's like a really
trying to say.
He's like a mentally handicapped groundskeeper.
Okay.
Right? He's just really, really dumb, and he works at this. He's like the groundskeeper on at this science lab.
Yeah.
And they have this experiment to make him smarter and to tap him in and see if they can fix him, I guess.
Oh, like lobotomy is used to do, right?
Well, no, not like that, but using
I'm
technology along with science
to fix people.
And it kind of taps him into the internet.
Oh.
And makes him like this.
A lawnmower?
No. Jesus Christ.
I'm just giving him a hard time.
He gets into the internet, the network, and all that stuff of this, the network of the lab and everything else, and is trying to break out into the world and killing everybody using the tech against them and all that shit.
So what is it on?
It's like a sci-fi. It's like an old sci-fi horror. Yes, he becomes, as Jesse says, Lawnmower Man becomes internet god. It's a Stephen King book, or Stephen King short, I think. It was a short. Was it Stephen King short that they did? Lawnmower Man, a Stephen King book. It's a full book. Clintonville Slasher says it's a book.
Pierce Brosnan making video games.
And Clintonville Slasher says it's on Amazon. Thank you, sir.
All right.
Yeah, Pierce Brosnan making video games that makes a Lawnmower Man smart. Thank you, Jesse. Stephen King movie with Pierce Brosnan making video games that makes a Lawnmower Man smart. So, but the catch is he taps into the internet and goes overboard, goes crazy with power.
Oh, yeah.
So, all that tech stuff. Man, who would win a fight, Terminator or Megan? And it's Arnold Terminator.
I'm going Megan again because she actually,
against Arnold?
Yes, because
You
he
cannot
didn't
defeat
have
Arnold.
the internet tap in. He was just more of like a AI robot. He didn't actually have that.
Skynet, man. Skynet's tapped into everything. Skynet.
Oh, we're talking about like real world stuff here.
No, man. Skynet's real world future stuff.
But she had the ability to constantly just increase that knowledge and learn everything. She learned. She knew everything in the entire world.
Yeah,
she had potential to even know more than the gods.
Okay, Clintonville Slashers cleared up. It's a short story that came out in '92.
Somebody else said.
Lawnmower Man.
Oh, okay.
Sorry,
it was him.
Lawnmower Man.
Also, that's it.
Stephen King short story. Yes.
Okay.
And Jesse says, "I want Arnold to voice Megan."
Oh, I want that too.
Hey, Katie, you
What
want
if
to
the-
go in color?
What if the sequel is her just like jumping into a Terminator like toy?
Even better. So it's Arnold with Megan's voice. They go, Arnold. Hey, Katie. I don't know which one would be funnier.
Oh God.
All right, so let's give our final thoughts. This was James Wan as well, right? Director on this, or was he just producer?
I actually don't know. Let me see that.
Director, producer, writer, all that stuff. I thought the pacing was great. It never gets slow. Like
James Wan's a writer.
James Wan's the writer on it.
Yeah,
Like it takes a minute to get going, but once it gets going, it's pretty good, man. It's pretty good pacing. Everything happens at a really good pace.
What I liked was the opening is that asinine commercial with the stupid pets, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the opening. Like I thought it was hilarious, and it just grabbed me, and I'm
That
like,
was a good cold
I was like,
open,
how what? Oh, these pets, and then you cut to the car, and then you realize that they're. I'm like, oh no, this is when it's going to happen. So you had that suspense. It was like opening comical. Then you have that. Then you have the backstory on the aunt, and I don't know. I just thought it was. I thought it was written very well. I thought it did not stay on too many characters for too long. And
well, I think the only thing that my only qualm would be with the writing, and it's a small one, is just with the figuring out who our main character is, and I think because. And I don't hate it by any means, but I think it, and I'm thinking about it now because you brought up that little commercial at the beginning. I think because they start with the commercial, and the first thing we see is that commercial. The very first time I watched it, I think, did I change the channel? What the hell just happened? I thought I just finished all my commercials and the movie was starting.
I think he yelled at me to turn on the movie.
but you have that scene before we get to Gemma. And then we have the whole scene with Katie and her parents dying before we get to Gemma too. Before we actually
but
meet
that's Gemma's creation is that opening scene.
I get it. Oh, I get it. But I think that's the only thing. That's my only qualm with the writing that I would say kind of.
Well, think of a love story. Sometimes they show two different characters in their lives, but it's about them too equally. So
together.
they're kind of it's like that guardian and child, and how they both of them independently and how they become a partner,
I get
relationship.
It.
So
I get it. I just think is in a narrative form, it just made it a little murky to tell at the beginning who we were.
See, I don't think about stuff like that. I'm just like watching the movie and I follow everyone, and then I'm like, oh, this one's sticking around, that one's not. I don't think about who's my main character. Wait,
well, I do because I write movies.
Yes,
stuff. I mean, that's part of what
I thought it was done well. Where it was like her creation, little girl in the car with creation, parents dead.
Yeah, but you don't know it's her creation until after you've already watched the movie. You don't even meet the aunt. You don't meet Gemma, so you don't. Guilty. Right? Okay, but that doesn't even make sense because. You don't sit there and watch the movie and go, I'm watching a commercial about the creation of the main character. No. When you're watching it. Like, you don't put that together until after you've already watched it for the first time.
Not the whole thing. Once you get to the third or fourth scene, then you're like, oh, like it makes sense.
Yeah. So that's why I'm saying it's a little murky at the beginning in the writing to figure out who your main character is. So if Gemma's our main character, we're not getting to her until the third scene, and and they're pretty lengthy scenes until we get to her. The first two scenes are pretty long. Like the commercial's pretty long. It's like a good minute long, right? And then that whole scene with the parents and the snow that's a good couple minutes long. So we're not even getting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying I hated it. I'm just saying in a traditional narrative form, it confused a little bit on who I figured it out, like you said. Yeah. But even then, I still asked it. It was a question I asked when we sit down here. The third scene was
her in her office, though, when
right, and that's when it kind of starts to. Yeah.
And they're working on M3GAN, and he's yelling about M3GAN. So I felt like very quickly within the first 15 minutes, I got kind of all the characters, but I don't know. But I get what you're saying. It's just.
Yeah, I didn't, like I said, I didn't hate it at all, but that was just like a question mark for me at the beginning where I was just kind of like, again, we talked about it when we started, but it's still, I figured it out, obviously, but that would be my only issue with it. Other than that, I thought the writing was all great. I thought the kills were good. I'd definitely give it thumbs up. I'd recommend it. Mm-hmm. Definitely say watch it, especially since it's free on
Peacock.
Mm-hmm. And, yeah. Leave comments if you've watched it and are watching this later in a different broadcast besides our live time.
Yeah, our live comments don't don't post. So you want to come back and, comment a little something. It'll help us out too. And if you haven't subscribed to our channel, please do.
Yeah, make sure you do all that fun stuff, all the subscribing and whatnot.
Click notifications on.
Yeah. Did we not? We don't have our little thing up there. The one thing that I forgot. What, did I not turn it on? Yeah, it's up there. Why isn't it coming through?
I don't know. Because that's another kink.
What happened? Wow. Okay.
I don't see it up there.
Well, you won't see it up there. That's not what goes out to here.
I
This
see.
goes out to here.
Oh, okay.
So, yeah, you guys can't see it, but we have a cool logo.
So cool.
It's supposed to be.
Video.
I don't know why it's not showing up.
So cool.
Yeah,
So,
so weird.
how long have we been on for?
Yeah, we've been on for a bit. We should probably wrap it up.
I hear the cats crying to get back in.
All right, well, thank you guys once again. Freaks and fiends and ghouls and gals and
Goblins. We're just going to do a bunch of... Don't look at me for more.
anything else we should get a review? What are we missing on here? Furbies, James Wan rocks. Yeah, I'm a fan of James Wan. I've liked a lot of his stuff. So this was a good one. If you dug it, leave some comments. If you hated it, leave some comments. Subscribe, like, all that stuff. Share once the stream finishes tonight. Rewatch it or reshare it tomorrow with friends.
Jesse's saying we need a review on the theatrical cut. Cough, cough. I don't know about that.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to do a theatrical cut. We did this one. It's good enough.
I feel like it's this. What I read, it's the same without.
Feel free to comment some suggestions on movies we
Yes.
should do next,
Please
by
do.
the way. Do we have anything we wanted to do next week so people can watch with us this week and then come back and be ready to talk? What's new this week?
Yeah.
Ooh, I started watching it. I didn't finish it. There's a remake of Slumber Party Massacre on... Oh,
Wait,
man.
we didn't watch that?
No,
No, we watched the old one last week, right? No.
no, we did not watch any Slumber Party Massacre. I turned it on last night as I was falling asleep because I was like, let me see if this is, because anytime they remake one of these old Roger Corman trashy movies, it gets even worse than the original somehow. But Jesse said it was surprise. Yes, Jesse says Slumber Party Massacre remake surprised me. Okay, Jesse, do you remember what it's on? What streaming network it's on? The original is a Roger Corman classic, Schlockfest.
All right. Well, we'll figure it out. I don't know all this dead time.
Yeah, we don't want to have too much dead air. We'll figure out where it's streaming and
He owns it. All
somebody,
right. We'll figure
somebody
it out.
post it in the comments. But maybe we'll come back and do that one next week. We'll see. We'll see what else is out there. I know there's stuff coming out to the theater too, and we still have to see Scream 6,
Oh yeah. I do want to see that. So.
aka Ghostface takes New York.
Yeah.
Ghostface takes Manhattan,
Yeah.
from what I hear. So maybe we'll do that one. Maybe we'll hit the theater. Well, we'll see. I got a lot to do this week. It's Easter and all kinds of good stuff.
All right.
All right, guys, we're going to sign off.
We're tearing up the other room.
Yeah.
So, all right. Thanks for joining us. So we'll see you
Thank
guys next week.
And yeah, it's been fun and stay spooky. How do I put up the, no, not that one. Boom. There it goes.